Do you hate your motherfucking ex? Well, this week we talk all about our exes, how much we hate them, how much we miss them, and also how the hell to love yourself. This week on Queer, we're going to have a little bit of fun talking shit. Did you guys ever play the Wii? The Wii.
No.
The Nintendo Wii.
No.
Oh my fucking God. How poor were you? I thought I was fucking
Bitch,
poor.
I had a PlayStation.
I was gay.
Faggots.
I was gay.
So the meme, the me song that you like whenever you went into your people, it was like, do 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 do.
Here I'm thinking this is like some pop song that we all know.
Do 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 do. Welcome back to
Queer.
I think what's the best opening we've ever done?
I don't know. Okay.
Welcome back to Queer. Last week we got a little bit off the rails, but we had so much fun getting a little bit off the rails. This week we're gonna get more off the rails because we're gonna be crying.
Oh, bitch! Never.
Oh, good for you. We're gonna be mystified. We're gonna do some tarot cards to really understand our fucking.
God. We should have had a Ouija
exes.
board.
Oh, we could have. What ghosts do you think are in your apartment? Is that where you're leaving?
Is that what it is? Like,
yes, nigga.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry, for the white people. Sorry if that offends you.
Oh my God.
No, the ghosts. Like I'm so like ghosts in this apartment. Maybe
I didn't know they have to
for
be
sure.
in your apartment. Okay.
they got to be like they could be your family. They can just be around you.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you feel like your family's around you sometimes? I feel like I'm a bit clairvoyant, so we can do it right now if you want.
I feel bad saying this, but I'm fortunate enough that most of my family members are alive.
Did you have a dog one time that died?
Shut the fuck up, bitch. You better get the fuck out of here.
I gotta go.
You hit a nerve.
You got a nerve. Anyway.
Wow.
So this week we're gonna be talking about exes. Most of them I hate. Just kidding. I love most of them, but one of them I hate.
I fucking hate.
All of yours?
Yeah.
Oh, this thing
of
is
them.
saucy.
Where are we gonna like let's lay out some guidelines. Like, are we gonna talk about like what they've taught us? Some of the shittiest things they've done to us? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, or like maybe the shittiest things we've done to them as well.
Oh.
Maybe how fucking crazy they are.
Yeah.
And like,
Or how crazy you were to them?
No. We've never been crazy.
I've been crazy.
No, not us. Not in this room.
Not a Virgo.
Not a Virgo.
I'm dead.
We're talking about exes. We're talking about maybe even ex best friends. Maybe your ex Twitter. Maybe your ex Twitter account that you hid because your mom found out what kind of porn you like. Maybe your ex fucking city. Your ex fucking lifestyle. Your ex fucking faggotry. We got so much to talk about when we're talking about. Maybe we'll just talk about X on the Beach on MTV, sponsored by MTV. X on the Beach.
I'd rather it be like Case of the X by Maya.
Yes.
I was gonna hum the beat, but I forgot it.
Do we have an icebreaker?
So remember that? Okay, did you see my message?
No.
Pickup lines.
Yes.
Pickup lines.
Oh yeah.
Let's do a speed round on a pickup line.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mind you, the only reason why I put that in there is because like I saw one on the fucking TV that I'm like, that's so mine, and I forgot it. So I'm fucked. I'm done.
Okay, so for me, pickup lines, like I've never really used like one of those like pickup lines that you've heard or read or whatever. If I'm at a club, if I'm whatever, like I think I've said this before on a previous episode where I'm gonna just go up like straight up to you and I'm just gonna start talking to you.
Yeah.
Like
Love
no
that.
shit's given. I'm gonna be like, hey, like what's up? Like, do you want to or not? If not, like move, get to step in. If you are, like, let's go. That sort of thing. Hoặc like if I'm looking back at my dating history, I mean, pickup lines haven't really been used that much on me. Like I was just gonna say like maybe that I don't know of because I'm like I'm not really in the moment or like whatever. But like I don't think like the stereotypical pickup lines actually happen that often.
No, they don't.
I think it's more so like with straights, unfortunately. Because like gays, I think they just get right down to it.
No,
like, are you top or bottom?
No, basically, I was just gonna say like the one pickup line is like
that's the pickup line. Are you a top or bottom? What are you into?
Yeah,
that's a pickup line.
You up?
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting. One guy said that to me today on Grindr. He goes, hey, I'm like, hey, what are you into? I said, bye. He goes, why? I'm like, who are you to ask me what I'm into prior to asking me what my name is? And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Jay. What's your name?" And I said, "Bitch."
It was me.
Wait,
It was fucking me. Okay, just call me out on the fucking podcast.
But he goes, "My name is Jay," and I'm like, "So your mom named you Jay?" Question mark. Peace out. So I'm like, "How dare you try to come at me on some sex shit? Give me a fucking abbreviation to your name and think that I'm gonna answer you. Get the fuck out of here."
Do you want to hear mine?
Go for it.
What?
Is that you exiting or leaving?
That was me breaking the ice.
Oh, bitch, bye.
Or was that you queefing?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be another one. You could fart and then you could be like, "Oh, it smells like shit over here. Let's move over there."
That's actually
That might be great.
If somebody did that. Well,
No, but you'd have to be like, "Do you want to come with me over there?"
Yeah.
You can't just be like, "Let's go over there."
Yeah.
No, but I think for that to work, like you need to be very charismatic. Like if somebody came up to me and like literally farted and like,
But you wouldn't hear it. It's like in the club.
No, but like I think for it to really charm me, I think I would need to know that you farted.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because like it's clever. It's kind of witty. It's
That's
like
disgusting.
you know what I mean. Like obviously, I'm not turned on. I'm not gonna be like I'm gonna drop my pants right now. But like that's.
Would you
fucking
go?
Funny.
If he was attractive, would you go?
Funny, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, let's fucking go over there.
So the fact that you just farted and your fart smells like complete shit.
I know you're a top.
I'm still gonna follow you.
yeah,
Yuck.
But I think but think about it. It's very out of the box. It's not like
it's very out of the
hey,
box.
what do you do? Like
there is no
that
box
sort of
at that point.
Okay, but like I'm old and like I don't really like the stale box. I don't want to be in the stale box.
Yeah.
I want
To
new,
feel liberated.
Yeah.
I want new and innovative things.
You want to feel free.
Yes.
I'm a
single,
free
sexy,
woman.
and free.
I'm a free woman.
Yeah.
I hit those notes. I'm a free woman. Yeah,
Almost.
You're actually very flat and very sharp.
I'm a free woman.
Anyway, have you guys had any pickup lines used on you that you can remember? Because I sure as hell can't.
The worst ones that I get sometimes are, "Oh my God, you dropped this." And like they pick up something and give it to me. And they go, "That's not mine." And then they're like, "Oh,
It's like their number. And you're like,
oh, sorry.
That's not mine.
No. And I'm like, "Oh, you dropped this." And I'm like, oh, fuck. Cause I drop everything. So it really works on me every time. I'm like, oh shit. What did I drop? Then they're like, "Oh, never, this." And I'm like, "Oh, that's not mine." They're like, "Oh, right. That's mine. Can I grab you a drink?"
I mean, I guess it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
I think the only one that I've ever had used on me is like, "You look like you want to leave. Let's go."
That's not a pickup line.
Yeah, it is. Like, no, but that was him directing me to leave with him.
Okay, but like knowing you, like I think you do look like you want to leave most of the time. So like
I think in that moment I didn't look like I wanted to leave.
Right.
Though.
Okay.
I could have though. I don't know.
I also like anything that like is kind of a bit like a bit of a scathing burn to me. Like some or I now I'm just saying things that I love. Like when people are like, "My parents are together, you want to fuck?" I'd be like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh fuck yeah."
Like you like
my favorite band was Panic at the Disco, "Want to fuck?" I'd be like, "Yes." I literally went home with somebody sometimes that was next to a stop sign, but had the hair that I have right now, platinum blonde hair, ripped jeans, and a fucking Under Oath t-shirt. And I let him fuck me I don't even know what his face looks like, but because he looked like a pop punk kid, I was like, "You can do whatever you want."
Okay, so that's
also
the thing.
short person, giant dick.
Wait. So like this is the thing about pickup lines. Like for me, if I'm attracted to you, like there's very little, like let's say the first interaction. There's very little that you can say that's gonna like put me off if I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
So like aside from it being like, hey, like I just murdered my dog. Like that's probably something that I'm not.
What'd you do with the blood?
Yeah, like I'm probably gonna be like, you know what? No, like I'll pass. But like if I'm attracted to you and like he's trying to like be funny and like or maybe use a pickup line that he heard and it's not translating at all, I think the fact that like he's trying is like attractive to me.
Really?
Yeah. Or like him being clumsy or him being like kind of like nerdy about it.
The second someone's a quirky girl.
For me, I'm attracted to respect and I'm attracted to maturity.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you come at me with some stupid shit, like I don't give a fuck how sexy you are. I don't give a fuck what you have going for yourself. I'm going to be a cunt and I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Right?
Okay, but it's different. Wait. Because what if he was like, okay, let's say he's like, okay, let's say I'll set the scene.
Okay.
let's say you're in a club, whatever. And then this guy's there. He's like, you know, you see him. He's attractive.
Yeah.
You're attractive. You guys see each other. Then he like makes his way over. He says the like cheesiest pickup line ever.
Cheesy or what? Like,
wait.
Cheesy's different.
The cheesiest, whatever. Maybe it doesn't land how he wanted it to. Maybe you're like, what? That sort of thing. But then he goes, you know, that was so fucking stupid. Like,
that's cute.
I'm sorry. Like, my name is so and so.
Now is no longer cheesy.
Yeah.
But let's say, for example, he said the cheesiest pickup line.
And like, he
Like, is
believed
that a mirror
it.
in your pocket because I can see myself in your pants?
Or bitch, like, are you an angel because look, you fell from heaven? And then goes, oh, that was so cheesy. My name is Jay.
Yeah.
My next response is, bitch, your name is Jake.
That is but like for people like me,
You're like,
your name is not Jay.
Mine is. My literal name is Jay. Like I was born with it. I will show you my birth certificate.
So in that moment, I would feel like an idiot because I'm like, okay. But
every time you're coming for these people named Jay, and my name is actually literally Jay.
9 times out of 10, people use that shit as an abbreviation, right? So I'm like, your mom named you Jay. And they're like, well, and I'm like, well, then go fuck off. Because I'm like, if I'm giving you my government name and you give me Jay, that's a sign of disrespect to me. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like I'm showing you my fucking,
such a fucking
my
Virgo.
passport.
You're like taking it too personal. Because what if he's literally
it's always,
like,
bitch, if you're talking to me face to face without a mask on, it's personal, bitch.
Do you know what my favorite pickup line is?
What?
Is when somebody comes up to me and they say, I just saw you pass by and you are fucking like, and I had to come up to you to tell you how beautiful you were. Like anything like that. I'm like, I feel like I'm in an early 2000s fucking movie.
Rom-com.
And a rom-com. And I just like every moment, I'm just like, so
if
you
somebody
want to
said that,
you want to fall in love?
I would literally, okay, if somebody
cute,
stopped me and said that, I'd be like, can you just hold on a minute? I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to give you my panties.
You want to know what my cutest
They're
one
moist.
is? Well, don't even speak to me to buy me a drink. So
that's how to get to you.
No,
That's
so
your
like literally
pickup
like
line.
when the bartender comes to you, that guy over there bought you this drink.
Oh, I thought you said to them, don't even. I thought you looked at them and went, don't even talk to me. Just buy me a drink.
No,
I was
bitch.
like, wow, Jamal, that's aggressive.
No, but like when the bartender comes and says that guy over there bought you a drink.
Yeah.
That to me is so sexy. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't even he's not even come to you and say anything.
Okay, so yes, I get that, but at the same time, I'm like, really? Like you couldn't get up and just say, hey, like, you know what I mean?
Because I don't want to disturb you and your friends.
Or you couldn't get up and just give me the drink yourself. Like, I think that's sexier. That exudes confidence.
Never take a drink from people.
Wait. Or when he comes up to you and he
2020.
Let's say, for example, you're at the bar.
2021.
Let's say you're at the bar and you're standing side by side. He doesn't say a word to you.
Doesn't say a
right?
word.
Bartender comes up and then all of a sudden he orders himself a drink, then looks to you and say, what are you drinking?
Okay, that's different because
that's
he's
hot.
interacting with you.
It's hot.
That's hot.
And he's like, yeah, like I'm gonna get you something. Not
I almost
like,
fucked some guy with giant ears one time because of that.
He did that?
Because he did that. Yeah, I almost did.
Like, what are you drinking?
Yeah, looked at me and said, what are you drinking, cutie? And I said, me, I am cute. Oh my God.
But then he's like, because I'm gonna fly away later with these giant
Because
ears.
I'm Dumbo and I need a mouse beside me. Anyway, so what a great moment to transition into exes. How did your first ex pick you up?
Oh my God. I think my first ex was in high school.
Yeah.
It was actually through Exopia. So like I literally don't even remember. I just remember that he went to a different school than me. And like I think we went to go see a movie. So he was like probably like through like Nexopia message was like, oh my God, like you're so cute. Like let's go see a movie because we're high schoolers.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna suck your dick in the movie theater.
Did you?
Did. Yeah.
You sucked dick in a movie theater?
Yeah.
Haven't you, bitch? You've never done that?
That's like so juvenile. Like,
no?
What are you talking about? What do you mean no?
I never sucked dick in a movie theater.
Oh, but you have threesomes.
Yeah, in somebody's home.
Yeah.
I have sex in movie theaters.
Like,
You've
okay.
had sex in a movie theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Use the butter as lube. Jesus Christ.
any sort of sexual activity in a movie theater, on a bus, in a car, like that to me is so high school. So like, have you not experienced any of that?
No. All of mine were at people's houses in high school.
Oh, well,
or like on a park.
Well, aren't you fancy?
parents all had to work real hard. They weren't real fancy. Just everybody was all our parents were at work.
Okay, well,
sorry. Now I just wanted to hurt your feelings. But what about you? Did you have a good ex story? How did your ex that picked you up in a good way?
No, I've never had an ex that was like
No.
Typically, well, most of my exes I've kind of approached, but they've all been like online. So there was nothing like attractive or sexy about it.
Right.
But like I like to think I'm a sweet talker when like I like someone online. It's like, oh, you're beautiful, all that kind of shit, right? So
you're perfect. You're flawless.
Did you stone those tights?
I don't say all that kind of shit. I'm just like, if I really find you attractive, then I'm consistently gonna call you beautiful,
right.
all that kind of stuff. So it just naturally kind of just goes.
Are you feeling attacked right now?
Am I feeling attacked?
Because he has not constantly been calling us beautiful this entire time during the podcast.
I used to talk to him, and I'm sure I called you beautiful.
I was just gonna say, like, okay, I was waiting to see if maybe this is appropriate or not, but like, he's correct in that because he is a very smooth talker, and I remember our like Facebook conversation.
He's calling me a dumb faggot every day. Just kidding. I don't remember. I think we were just trying to be
call
friends.
me that again.
Yeah, call me that again, please. You remind me of my dad. I think my best one was.
I'm sorry, I've died on this podcast. Y'all got me fucked up.
I think my best one. I think I've told this story 10,000 times. This is my last ex. I guess I asked you your first ex, and now you didn't really get to tell your favorite ex pickup story. But mine was I looked at my ex boyfriend Vlad, and I saw him after I saw him the whole night. Thought he was so hot. He had blonde hair at the time. He went downstairs. He was buying a hot dog, and I looked at him and I did like a head nod. And then
it wasn't when he was like, what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you even doing? And I was like, oh, I'm just coming to say hi. He's like, then fucking come over here and say hi. And I was like, yep, that's what I should have done. And that's how we fell in love.
I love that story.
Too bad he's a useless piece of shit now.
Does he listen to the podcast?
I fucking hope so. He blocked me on all social media. Then one time I was drunk and my other account, I like went on his Instagram to see what was happening. Which you do normally. And then he privated it all because one night when I was drunk, I accidentally liked a photo on my other account and he saw that it was my other account. And then he put his account as private.
Are you dumb? Like
so
if you have two accounts, you don't just like out your other account.
I didn't mean to like it, and then like all of a sudden, like 2 days later, I went to go see like, oh, I wonder how him and his new boyfriend are moving in together.
Blocked.
And I was fucking. It was private. It was fucking private. I was like, fuck.
Well,
so now I just have to make a thoughty white man account with like fake abs, and then I can fucking see because that's what he follows. Because he's a useless piece of shit.
He'll instantly add it.
Yeah. Anyway, exes.
Yeah. Speaking about trash,
we have no trauma. Who wants to do an ex story?
Oh my god. Okay, I'll go. So let me just preface this by saying that like I'm not the problem because I'm obviously not. But I have had 2 like exes in my life that like take the cake. So the first one was like my very first serious relationship, and he is just like the worst human being that I've ever met in my entire life. Like he was so manipulative. And like the thing is, like I can sit here and I can like shit on him like for an hour, but like the thing is, I kept going back to him, so it's like I'm the bad guy.
Oh, he was the cheater, pumpkin eater that you kept going back to.
Yes. And he like just the worst. And he would make me feel like I was the one that was in the wrong. Like I was the one that like fucked up. I was the one that was doing things wrong. Where it was like him all along. Keep in mind, this guy was older. And I'm like, you're making somebody that's like, he was 11 years older than me, by the way. You're making someone that's 11 years younger than you, who's somewhat more mature than you, feel inferior to you because you are not man enough to like man up and like
just admit that you were a cheater.
Accountability for your fucking actions. Like, I don't even care. Just like be honest. Like if that's what you want to do, if you want to cheat, you want to do whatever, like let's have a conversation. Right. Don't fucking tell me that I'm the cause of this, that I like made it. Like I'm the one that like no.
And did you feel like you like at a certain point that you were the problem?
Oh, for sure. Ugh. He like mentally manipulated me, and I was like, for a good moment. Keep in mind, I was young. I was like 19.
Some
20.
Nexium shit going on. Right
now. Like I was like, oh, you know what? I am the problem.
Yeah.
I
don't know how to do anything.
Yeah. And like, thank God I fucking like really like woke up and I was like, you know what? Like no more.
Yeah.
Because like we kept breaking up and then like every like month or so he would come back and he was always the one that would come back and be like, you know what? Like, I'm really sorry. And he was such a good talker. Like I remember this clip, like he could sell fucking water to fish. Yeah. I swear to God. He would always be like, yeah, like, you know what? And just say all the right things. And I would always believe that.
But when he said that you were the problem, what was his reasoning?
Oh my God. I like don't even know, to be honest. This was so long ago.
Only because like I can understand how someone can do wrong.
Yeah.
And then still say you're the problem. I can understand how that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can.
But the thing with him is like he never outrightly said I was a problem, but he made me feel like I was. But then he would always be like, he would just make me feel like I should forgive him, and like it was just.
Was it really something like that? Did it go something like this? This is my impression. This is my impression. Something like
of a white man.
Like, hey, I know I cheated. I know I did that. And I'm sorry that I did that. But like you have to understand that like I didn't feel like you loved me. Like I didn't feel like you were there for me. Like you were just being like you were away, and I needed somebody to be around. Did he manipulate in that way? Because I've had bitches manipulate me in that way.
Jay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was me.
It was you.
This is blackface.
Oh my God.
Catfish, bitch.
No, but for sure. It was like
it's awful.
It was like that.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're young and impressionable, like what? Like that shit happens to you.
Or like I've been left so many times in my life. Are you gonna be the next person to fucking leave me? Mm-hmm. If anybody ever says that to you, run as far, move to a different, go away.
Change your name.
Go away.
No,
change your number.
I don't know. I'm conflicted because it's weird because then you, at the same time, you have people who will like jump into relationships, things like that. And the moment something as small as like the first argument comes by, they're walking away, right? Which can cause someone to be like, oh, so you're just going to walk away? So they're not holding that over your head. It's more so just like, oh, so you're that kind of guy. So because we disagreed on fucking Diet Coke versus Diet Pepsi, you're now going to peace out, right? So like, I don't know. It's a give and take situation. Just like how I was saying how like when he blamed you, like just because he cheated, it doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't do something that fucking led him down the road of cheating, right? Like, yeah, what he did was wrong, but doesn't mean that it wasn't a two-part situation. If that makes any sense.
Okay, yeah, I understand where you're going.
But you're the friend.
Like, Jamal, like, I never do anything wrong.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't get it.
This is a safe space where in this room, none of us do anything wrong except
for me.
Yeah, except for you. So,
anyways, we're here to shit on our exes, not each other. So
this is an episode about exes, not about the shitty things we've done. The shitty things.
Trust me when I say I have the shittiest motherfucking ex. I don't want to trash him. That just sounds so bad.
Why not?
Because he's a fucking.
Does he listen to the?
Use a different name.
I hope not.
Use a different name.
So my ex. Well, first of all, if anyone knows me, they know who my ex is. Yeah. Like we were together for a hot minute.
Thank you, ex.
When I got with this kid, like what really attracted me to him was that we connected on like a mental level, physical level, like personality level. We were there, but we came from two very different lives. Like I came from the hood, I came from poverty, came from all that. His family, yeah, they weren't like well off, but his mom kind of. They came from South Africa, and when she came to Canada, she dug herself out of that like low income life, right? Yeah. So to the point where she was able to work her way from living in a basement apartment to buying her own fucking 4-bedroom house, right?
Love that for her. Love a boss queen.
So they were well off. They were well off enough. So he was very comfortable in life. Anyway, we went through all the shit that we went through. And then what struck me, and this is after our relationship ended, was that like we would try to fix things later on down in the like in the future after we fucking broke up. What got me was that this motherfucking holy Christian, like, I mean, the holiest of Christians that like I've ever met in my life, like singing in church choirs, all that kind of shit, ended up like becoming a prostitute, a drag queen prostitute. And when I asked him why, he was like, well, because I wanted to live in Toronto and no job would hire me with an Ajax postal code or address, which is like a 30-minute drive from Toronto. He was like, well, which makes sense.
Right.
Like if you're applying for like a basic job, they're going to be like, well, you live 30 minutes away from town. We're not going to hire you.
Right.
Fair enough. Then bitch, that doesn't mean that you have to fucking go prostitute yourself.
Yeah, prostitution.
And then become a drag queen prostitute. And ever since then, I cannot tell you a time that I've seen this kid live a day in his life without his wig on and not in drag. And like I've had the balls to ask him, like, are you trans?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I have the right to know. Like I was with you for 5 years. Like at least I should know if like my past.
I don't know who this is. I feel like I don't know who it is. You don't have to tell me on the podcast, but you can tell me after. I'm gonna remember.
I doubt you know him. Unless you're into like the ballroom scene. He's very big in the ballroom scene now. But like big. Yeah, like that's like we went through our times, but that's the only thing that's like very confusing to me. I'm like, how do you have like life handed to you on like a silver platter? And then you're like, well, I want to move cities, so you know what? I'm just gonna like fucking sell my whole.
I mean, sex work's real work. Subscribe to our OnlyFans.
I was gonna say, like, if like it's his prerogative, whatever.
We got millionaires now that are millionaires off of OnlyFans. I'm like, if you can sell your whole for fucking money, what your mama gave you.
Do you want to know what my issue is? Because there's nothing wrong with sex work. My issue with that is that when your sex work is contingent upon your beauty,
right,
you have to understand that it's temporary. Right. So now what's your plan once that's all done?
Right.
So for me now, because I'm thinking mogul status, right? If I was a prostitute, the first thing I'm thinking about is banking that money,
investing
in my own porn company, because all I know is sex work.
Thinking for the future.
Thank you. Investing in my own porn company, hiring all these little young kids to be my little prostitutes, and I be their pimp. And at the end of the day, I'm making big money.
Wow.
But the whole point is that it's not just here and now. I'm thinking about longevity, right? So now if you're focused on being a fucking beautiful drag queen, what happens when you start to wrinkle?
Right.
What happens when your hole starts to fall out of your anus?
But okay, so that being said, how do you know that he wasn't thinking ahead?
Because he's not, bitch. Because I can tell by the way he lives his life right now. Anyway, just living alone.
Well, I mean, you obviously know this person more than we do.
Yeah.
But like, mind you, it's been like 5 years that he's been prostituting. So, bitch, like, at which point are you gonna stop?
Okay, but still, when it's money like that, like when
he's not making that much money because he still lives with his girl. they're not cleaning their apartment.
Remember, we're not after the exes.
The last time I was there,
the
last time I was there, his apartment was trashed. Like they had no one's cleaned in years. It's disgusting. Like no one's making money. They're making enough money to pay their rent, go to balls, and travel from city to city to walk balls. Like it's trash.
So he's not thinking ahead.
On that. Oh,
wait. In my defense,
okay,
y'all bitches told me to trash my ex.
Yes, and I'm very happy you did. This is maybe how people can get me and Jamal not mixed up. I'll just start talking in a British accent.
Yeah.
It's really good, right?
What if I do too?
Oh, fuck. Then we're fucked.
If I do too, mine's better than yours.
Yeah, it might be. I went to theatre school for it. Anyway,
bitch, you're a posh bitch.
I know. So
fucking rubbish.
Talking about exes.
Fucking
what about your ex? What about your ex people that you met? Do you know, like you met Matt? Do you know what meet means? Like when you meet.
When you mate.
So, when you mate, but you don't. You like meet.
You know when you meet, but you don't mate.
When you meet, mate.
Oh my god, you guys are giving me cancer.
I gotta go. So when you have sexual relations with someone,
yeah,
and they're like your ex sex. Right? They're not like your
ex like fuck buddy?
Yeah. Or not even fuck buddy, but somebody that you fucked once and now like somehow they were too close in your circle or something like that. This is essentially just a me question.
I was gonna say this is probably sounds like a you problem because
do you not have anybody that you have sex with that you sometimes still now see on a regular basis that you only like fucked once in a while?
Okay, so before my relationship now, I always used to have this one fuck buddy in Calgary, actually. And this was like the perfect like setup because like I knew nothing about his personal life.
Right.
And he knew nothing about mine. And every single time I was in Calgary, it was like super easy. It would like send him a text and be like, yo, like I'm in town. Like, you know what's going down. And that's it. And like we would do it and like that's it. Like nothing else.
Yeah.
And like he just knew that like any sort of personal questions, any sort of like work questions, anything like anything of that was just like, no, we're not here for that.
I love that.
So like, no, that's never happened where it's like somebody that I've had sex with is like too close because like if I'm just having sex with you, like I'm just having sex with you.
Do you ever find that there's a place where you like have sex with somebody and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, like after that, do you want to go for a walk?
So I have had that in the past, but then I'm like, I shut it down real quick. When if I'm not 100%, like if I know that this is gonna sound terrible. If I know that I'm just using you for sex, and that's all I want from you, and the moment you express some sort of like let's go for a coffee or let's go for dinner, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm
you say
busy.
no.
What about cuddles?
I will shut it down.
What cuddles?
That's different because it's like if it's right after sex, like okay, yeah, like we'll cuddle for a little bit, but like don't like like not for like a long time.
I know. What about you? Do you have like a hard time cutting off after you have sex with somebody?
I think I'm very bad for that. Like if we're just fucking, the grace period is about 5 minutes until I start to get dressed. And then I'm slowly making my way out of
right.
Like
making my way out of your house now. I gotta go. My dog needs food.
That or like if I have the slightest inclination that you plan on chilling, oh my God, my mom's calling me. Like I'm that guy, right? Like get the fuck out of my house.
So, but you won't like outright, like for example, like me, like I'll just say it, but you're
you
like
need to
not.
leave?
Yeah. Will you say it outright, or will you like be like, oh, like I find an excuse, for example, like oh, like my mom was calling, like you gotta go, that sort of thing.
No, because I feel like if I told someone, okay, you need to leave, like if they go home and commit suicide, I don't want that on my on my back.
Okay, well.
So
I now probably sound like a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, you're like, I'm the biggest dick in the entire world now.
Because I'm just like,
time for you to go.
Yeah.
It's time for me to go to bed. I need to shit out your semen, so you need to get the fuck out of my house. I very much like even like this weekend, after this weekend, last week on the episode I talked about like the hookup that I had, and one of them in that 3-way is kind of like, hey, like we should go, like, we've kind of had this flirtation for a while, like, and then we had sex. So like, but I don't want it to just be like, he thinks he just doesn't want it to just be sex. But then like I saw, because I was having sex with him in the daylight. I like saw what he looked, and he's beautiful. Like he's fine. He looks great. He's just not, after our conversations that we had, I was like, you're just not a person that I could spend a lot, like you're here for a good time, not a long time, and I know that he might like think that I'm here for a long time,
which you are,
but I'm just trying. I was there for 6 hours, like I was like, but like I'm like, I don't know if I even want to go for a walk with him, because I'm like, I don't think it's going to be like I'm just like, if anything, I just want to be drunk and have sex with you. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, no,
so,
I get it.
So exes that you have sex with, like just like sexes. They're fucking hard. They're fucking hard to keep.
I haven't had that experience because, like I said, like if you keep the like dynamic, if you don't cross that line, like if you keep that line drawn, like I think it's really simple for you to just continue that sort of relationship. Because I've like up until recently, like that guy that I mentioned, I've known him for years and I literally can't even tell you his name. Like
you don't know his name?
I don't know.
I love that. That's so hot.
But like the thing is, like,
what's he saved as in your phone?
He's not.
No, yeah, he's saved as D.
Just Dick.
Well, maybe
his name might be Dean.
Maybe his name
Dylan
starts with a D. I don't know. It was a while ago. But okay, so what I'm saying is that like it can exist. But then, okay, but now I want to ask you guys a question.
Yes.
So now that we're talking about exes, because like I've had this in the past where like not with this specifically, but like every once in a while, like every couple months, do you guys ever get like that random text message from like somebody that you may or may not like have fucked or like had shown interest before in the past or like whatever, and they're just like, hey buddy, like long time no talk, like how's it going? And like you know that they're just like A, feeling lonely, B, just broke up with somebody, C,
Amen.
want
especially during quarantine.
I actually went through that shit today. And it was funny. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Oh my God. So back in the day, I used to talk. Well, I didn't talk to him, but I had messed around with this kid who was younger than me.
You didn't talk to him. You just messed.
No, we just messed around, and he was younger than me. Like he was like barely legal at the time, but I wasn't that old. Like no. Like, this wasn't
barely legal. Come to our OnlyFans.
This
barely legal.
This wasn't like a fucking rape situation, but I like.
Hey, we don't talk about rape on this podcast.
No, I'm just making it known that he wasn't underage.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
But he was like just above legal age. I was like early 20s. We messed around. He got super clingy. I didn't. There was a rift there because obviously.
Yeah, like saying this to the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. So.
Anyway, so then we ended up like both growing up. Like we kind of kept in contact a little bit. The emotions were still there, but not that much to the point where like we would flirt here and there. Even while I was in my long-term relationship, it was a problem at one point. And then was it yesterday?
Yeah.
It wasn't like, but he's done it a few times over the years. But yesterday he messaged me like, hey, come over. Right. And I'm like, bitch, no. Like,
you're like, I haven't talked to you in a year. What?
But it was just like we've kept in contact. But I'm like, first of all, have some respect and have a conversation with me, not just come over. And it was like, so today we had a conversation and it was like, yeah. So I explained to him like, dude, like this is not the connection that you and I had. And I'm like, if we're going to hang out, we're going to hang out.
Right.
We're not going to hang out for the sole purpose of having sex. Right. And
why? Because the sex just wasn't that good?
No, it's just that he and I had some history. So it was just like, why am I going to meet up with you for the sole purpose of having sex? As if I don't know you like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, and the thing, like he and I were very similar in a sense, like there's an age gap, but we lived literally the same life.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and he's very misunderstood where it's like, I'm one of the very few people that understand him. So it's like, I'm like, no, I'm not going to feed into this thing that you despise on top of that by just being a fuck. Do you know what I mean? When you're craving someone that actually likes you, do you know what I mean? And coming over to your house just to fuck, only to find out that he had just come out of a relationship. And at that point, I'm like, bitch, get the fuck off my message.
He was a you up and he didn't think about the history. What a bitch.
No, but then he tried to claim, oh yeah, like I miss you, all that kind of shit. And I'm like, girl.
But see, that's the thing. It's like, okay, but like, did you miss me while you were in your relationship?
Exactly.
Yeah, like, did you miss me while you were getting dick down good by some other guy who then threw you to the fucking trash? Now you're expecting me to pick you up like a raccoon?
Like, nah, girl.
I'm not a raccoon.
Nah.
I may be mixed race, but I'm not a raccoon. What about ex best friends? Do you guys have any ex best friend stories that you like? One that like it really sticks out to you?
My best friend's my ex. Not the same bit.
That wasn't the fucking prostitute. Question I asked.
What was the question?
I mean, if you would stop fucking texting on your fucking computer.
I'm also talking to someone, again, who I used to talk to back in the day.
Yeah, but you can't take a break
really
while you're with us?
doing that while on the podcast.
Yeah, because he's adorable.
I'm shocked. This is the level of professionalism.
So, J-Ho.
Aren't I multitasking really well?
Barely. I asked you a question and you gave me the wrong answer.
What was the question?
Exactly.
Yeah. So the question was, what do you have any ex best friend stories that are like kind of cute, kind of kitschy, not too dark? That you're like, I'm not friends with this bitch anymore.
Oh.
You don't have any?
Mine are like I have like straight girlfriends that like I don't talk to anymore. Just 'cause, like we outgrew each other and like I like gay shit and they like straight shit.
Right. They're like getting married and stuff.
Yeah, like getting married and having kids. And I'm just like,
oh, nice dog, bitch. I really like, there.
I love you.
I love you.
I can't.
I just can't fucking handle. I have like this one ex-friend that I'm like, we used to be best friends. And now constantly to this day, one, they're dating an older version of me. Second, we were only best friends, but now because we were best friends, now we're not best friends anymore because they started dating somebody. They're like, we can't hang out anymore. I was like, why? And they're like, because I had feelings for you and now I'm with a new person and they know and now they hate you. And I was like, that sounds like a you problem.
Absolutely.
That sounds like I lost my best friend for something that I didn't do. But then today I did almost lose a really good friend because so like in September, I drank for a really long period of time. I did a bunch of drugs.
Where's this going,
and
Rich?
I did MDMA, drank, started making out with her boyfriend.
Oh God.
But like she was okay with it. She's like, that's cool. You guys can make out as long as it's just like quirky, cute, blah, blah, blah. He had to work the next day and we're still fucking high on our trees, drinking our way through it. He's on some meetings. I'm upstairs fucking chain smoking cigarettes. And I texted him joking. I thought it was a joke. It was I kind of wish it would have happened, but it was a joke at the same time. I said, it's like, wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be so hot if I blew you right now while you were working? LOL. She saw this text message.
Oh, you're telling
but now,
Bitch, are you home?
what is it? So September, October, November, December, January, February, 5 months later. Last week,
He messaged you back and he's like, yeah, I would be.
yeah. He's like, yeah, fuck it. No, we've still been hanging out. All of us have still been friends, blah, blah, blah. She unfriends me on Instagram. She unfollows me. And I was like, what the fuck? So then I messaged her and I was like, LOL, you unfollow me. Was that by accident? And she was like, nope. And I was like,
So did you tell her prior to that you had this car or you sent this text?
no, I forgot. I was high and drunk at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Maybe she just now found out about the text.
No. She knew about it. She knew about it right. She told me we had a conversation today. She knew about it when it happened. So anyway,
But she
waited 5 months to really like feel the conversation or whatever. So anyway,
I can just imagine. I'm going to put this conversation in the back burner
burner
for 5 months, and I will revisit this later.
yeah. So I almost lost a friend because she was so mad, but I was just like, she actually was just like insecure because look at me. And then she was like, look at you now, look at me. And I was like,
Yes, Blackpink.
and I was like, oh, that's what happened by accident. But I really have to learn if I want to keep best friends, I have to stop
not sleep with their boyfriend.
try not to fuck their boyfriends. Don't try to fuck their boyfriends.
My best friend in high school, we stopped talking originally because the boy she ended up dating in high school was like extremely homophobic, and kind of just didn't want her talking to me. That relationship ended up becoming a very long-term relationship where it killed our friendship. And then I want to say roughly about 4 or 5 years later down the road, she sends me a fucking invitation to her wedding.
She's like, hey, do you want to come to my wedding where I'm like, the person that I'm going to marry is like homophobic?
Yeah,
to you?
yeah. It's the same guy. The same guy.
Awful.
Mind you, I didn't talk to her from graduation to 4 years later, but I got a wedding
I would literally be like, bitch.
and I didn't go. I
Obviously.
kid you not, I didn't go. And she sent me the dirtiest message on Facebook and then blocked me, deleted me, everything. I was like, okay, bitch, bye.
That's so.
But because you didn't want to put yourself in an
go to
uncomfortable
her wedding,
situation.
that would make you feel unsafe.
Yeah, she
With-
cussed you out.
No, fuck that. That I didn't put her in an uncomfortable situation by allowing myself to go to a wedding that her man wouldn't want me at. Fuck
yeah.
me.
Right.
Fuck
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That's me. Like me being courteous is saying that your man doesn't want me there because he's homophobic. Like my feelings aside, right? Your man is homophobic. Why am I even there?
Right, exactly. But
what I'm trying
like
to say?
from her point of view, it's like you're being disrespectful to her because you didn't want to go to her wedding. Like, bitch, your man is homophobic.
Yeah.
Amen.
Why would you want to be there? Period.
See, I didn't think like that. To me, that would have been part 2 of my thought.
But she didn't even give you a chance to like.
I also wonder.
Oh
if
no, I didn't get a chance to even respond. By the time I
Right.
was typing,
you were blocked.
the Facebook
was like
fucking-
error.
The icon was now grayed out, so her picture was gone. So I was
Period.
blocked. Was blocked.
Good for her. Was she a white lady?
She's black.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I feel like black girls have the audacity, and that's not the
But
audacity.
black men also have the audacity.
I know, but I feel like she would have had the audacity to at least give you one block of text.
But that's also so weird to me that like, girl, if you knew, because obviously I'm sure she had an idea that he was homophobic and didn't want you guys to be friends. Obviously that's why you're friendship.
Well, because we were all very kind of cool in high school. So I guess he kind of just accepted the fact that I was there.
Right. But like we grown, we can read between the lines. Like I'm sure she's not dumb, but like, it's like, girl, like you good? Like you really gonna invite me to a wedding that your man doesn't want me at?
But do you ever find, and maybe this is me being a complete asshole,
Yeah,
and anybody who's listening can call me an asshole, message me at Nervous Shipwreck, is that like those people that like will give up friendships like the friendship that you two probably had just for a man are like, I'm like, thank you so much for relieving me of your time, like of you, because you're like literally a piece of boring garbage shit that just wants fucking love and doesn't see that love can come in so many different shapes and sizes.
That's where we differ. I will cut off a friend for unconditional love. Yeah.
Like, but you wouldn't cut off a friend. But like, so let's say, I will play this game with you. Let's say one of my best friends is a cokehead, blah, blah, blah. Every time I'm with them, I do cocaine, blah, blah, blah. My new partner doesn't love cocaine. They're like, the only way that I can be with you is if I understand that you're doing cocaine less. And every time you hang out with this person, you are being toxic and doing cocaine with them.
So then sure.
And they're like, it's me or them, or like we have to hang out in a park. We have to do these kind of things, blah, blah, blah. I just don't really want you to be around them. I'd be like, okay, I understand that. That's my decision. I'm not calling that person a piece of shit or not. Right? They're like, they're giving me an executive thing, being like, I want you to do less cocaine to be with me. But like for that person that's your friend, that's like, my boyfriend's homophobic, I'm going to give him a pass to cut out all of my queer friends just to make him feel comfortable. I'm like, you have some like self-deprecate, because did she care that you were queer before he came into the picture?
I don't think that was even a thought process, to be honest.
I just want to give her some face punches.
Yeah. So I also just want to like, almost like in case people don't understand like your cocaine analogy, I want to like put another layer on it.
Give it another one, girl.
Like, what if somebody was like, okay, let's go with the black thing. So like, you know, she's black, he's black, whatever. What if they were like, oh, like, I don't really want you hanging out with those people because they're white. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't change the fact, like, for example, you can change the fact, like, if you want to do cocaine or not. You can be like, okay, let me step back and like maybe not do as much cocaine.
I think that's why I would be more accepting of that than I would have somebody been like, oh, you can't hang out with somebody for being gay.
Because that's who they are. That's where I'm getting at. It's like, why would you, like, you really want me to stop hanging out with somebody just because of who they are?
Yeah.
That thing is not really doing anything.
Because they were only born with 9 fingers. I can't hang out with them. That's fucked up.
Well, I would say on the flip side, I think it's different if they say, I don't want you hanging out with him because he's black, versus if they just intentionally try to pull you away from them. Right. So they're not vocalizing it, like, which I think is what happened in my friendship. Do you know what I mean? He didn't say, I don't want you hanging out with Jamal because he's gay.
Right.
It was more so just like he would pull her away from all of our social stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want her around there, or whenever I was around, it was kind of just like pull her away, or just didn't want to hang out with me per se. Right now, what I mean by, I can kind of understand when it's unconditional love. It's because, like, not in the sense where it's like, hey, this guy's a racist, stuff like that. But if your lover has something that he doesn't approve of or like, and you are his partner, in my mind, like, I'm an old school kind of person, you're kind of obligated to kind of try to meet halfway
within reason.
Within reason. Now, again, racism is not a reason. Homophobia is not a reason. Things like that. But it's
just give me a reason, just a little bit too much.
But if it's something that like is true to them and is not fucking discriminatory or anything toxic in that nature, then I believe that as a partner, you should try to compromise and maybe distance yourself if that relationship is something that you want to hold. Because in their defense, they're married today and it's been fucking, I graduated high school, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
So it's working out for them.
Yeah.
True. I just want to say that, like, a lot of the times when stuff like that happens, it's not always like there's kind of like I don't want to say like a right and wrong way, but there's a certain way to go about it. So like if you're just saying like, let's say like you and I are dating and I'm just like, okay, well you can hang out with them because I don't like them.
Yeah.
That's not a good reason. Like I'm not going to force you to not be friends with somebody that you've been friends with forever just because I don't like them.
Right.
If I say, you know what, like, you know, this person that you're hanging out with is like not really a good person. Like they spit on homeless people. Like,
oh my God.
You know what? Like they're just not great. Like I don't really like their values.
Right.
That's kind of something, you know, like a conversation that can be had.
So shockingly, I'm going to make this about me.
Did you spit on homeless people?
Shockingly,
You fucking cunt.
No, I could never spit on homeless people. I was almost homeless, but then I wasn't because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think I need a single. I think
you do.
So this is the thing. So I have my ex, the one that I was talking about earlier, Vlad. People will be shocked by this. I am very nice to almost everyone. I have
shocked.
Right? Because some people are like, oh, you're a bitch. You just said how pretty you are and blah, 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 and all these things. But I'm very constantly nice to people because I actually love people. And I think that there's way more than just this because like I grew up
some good in everybody. And I think you can see that.
And you grew up in Alberta too. And you understand that like when I came to Ontario, like I was shocked that people found me attractive. Like I like grew up in a space where like people just are always called me like a fucking 6 or a 5 or like a 4 just because I was a person of color. Didn't matter how much I worked out, how much I did things, no matter what. Like I had to work twice as hard to be as attractive.
That's because in Alberta, there's 4 people of color.
Exactly. So when I meet people, sometimes I'm like, I'm just constantly nice to them. There's this one guy. He's awkward. He's weird. He's an accountant.
You love him.
No. I don't like him at all.
Check.
He was friends with another one of my friends. Anyway, I came to a party early because it was at Kabir's house, my friend Kabir's house. And we were like hanging out and having a conversation. And Vlad was there. And he kind of just thought that like we became best friends, me and this guy that's an accountant. But he's like awkward and weird and is very nice, but like now like sends me whole photos of him like pulling out anal beads out of his ass, and I'm like not super into it. But me and Vlad were at IKEA shopping for Vlad's new house, blah, 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 and he was shockingly there. And he was like, I'm buying baskets to go berry picking with my mom so we can make jam. Like this is the kind of accountant, weird little white scrawny boy he is. And at one point I was just having a conversation. We're walking through IKEA, right? So like I'm just walking through, finding the things that we need, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden Vlad says like this guy's in the middle of having a conversation. Vlad goes, okay, really nice seeing you. Really nice seeing you. And I was like,
that's the cue for him to go.
My whole body was like, oh my God, you can't do that to somebody. You have to be nice to them until they decide they want to leave. And I was so upset with him. I was like, you're an awful person. Even though this person wasn't my friend, didn't care about them at all. I was like, you just have to be nice. So now but I think maybe that's one issue I have is that now that person who I don't even like is still sending me photos of him pulling anal beads out of his ass to this day because I didn't know how to tell him, have a good day.
Yeah.
Really nice seeing you.
Definitely a you issue. But you know what? Like that will come in time.
He'll be an ex-friend one day.
Yeah. And I think you really need to kind of ask yourself, like, once you meet like people, is this relationship with this friend or whatever, like, is it worth continuing? Or do I just be nice to them?
Do either have an issue with like needing to constantly be liked?
From who?
Just in general.
People? No, I'm going to say no, only because I know that a lot of people don't like me. But also like, I don't give a fuck.
Let's make a hit list.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like needing to be liked from like coworkers, not so much.
I think that for me, when I was younger, I really wanted that. Like I wanted to be liked.
Did you want to be liked, or did you want to be like adored / appreciated?
Not adored. Like I think I just wanted to be like liked by people. But I think that comes from like I think
so like let's say for example, we were at a club.
Yeah.
And I saw you and I was like, that dude's a cunt. It bother you?
More so, okay, let me like alter the scene for a little bit. Let's say like we're at a club, we're younger. Let's say we're 18, 19. I'm with my group of friends. Yeah, at a club.
Illegally.
Well, no, because in Alberta, it's 18.
It's 18.
It's 18, girl.
I'm Torontonian. Anyway.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're fucking 19.
We're 19. I said 18, 19. God.
Okay, good.
Anyway, based on your geographical location. And then
21 in the US.
Okay, so we're at a club. I'm with my group of friends. You're with your group of friends. Let's say like our group of friends are meshing, and like let's say I like can sense that like you guys don't like me. Like that would bother me. Like let's say at the end of the night, like if I didn't like I don't know, like let's say you didn't make a good impression, or like I heard that like that other group of friends like said something or didn't like me.
Yeah.
When I was younger, that would really bother me.
If it was your friend's group of friends.
Or just the other group of friends.
Yeah.
Whereas like now, like if that were to happen, like if I meet new people, well, not now, like in this exact situation, but like in general, like I meet new people all the time. If you don't like me, then you don't like me. Like move on.
Flip the script.
Flip
hold on. So now let's rewind to the beginning of a relationship. Your boyfriend introduced you to his family. They didn't like you. Now what?
That's different to like, wait, how old am I in this scenario? Now it's the same. So yes, if they didn't like me, I would maybe put in a little bit more effort to kind of change that, because obviously they're family that I'm going to have to be around. Mm-hmm. Whereas like friends where I'm like, this is probably the one or like second time that I'm meeting you and I really don't give a fuck if we interact or not. That's kind of my thought process of that. So like, I really don't care at this point in life. But when I was younger, I do remember being liked was such a thing. And I don't know why.
I need to be liked.
Yeah.
Constantly. I either need.
Oh
yeah. Oh, I absolutely need to either be so fucking liked. Like,
you need to be adored.
To this day. Not even adored. I need to be liked by somebody, or I need to fucking hate that person, and I want to make sure that they hate me. Like there is I've never really been an in-between
so let's
kind of girl.
For example, in this podcast, I didn't like you that much.
Right. Do you remember, Jamal, like when we got in a little bit of a tiff?
And like I did not like you.
Right. But then when that one thing happened and then I found out the other thing happened, I was like, I actually was like, I was shook. I was shook to my core, being like, oh, these people think I'm this way. Like, oh, they think I'm this way. Even today, like with that girl on Instagram, when she fucking unfollowed me, and then I jokingly sent her a message that said, LO, you unfollowed me by accident. She went, no, I didn't. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? I've done everything wrong. She's been talking shit about me for 5 months. I'm dropping things. It's so anxious. Like, I'm like, she's literally telling every single person that she's ever met how she's like, hi, my name is blank. Also, I hate Jay Northcott. Like that's what goes through my head when people like only kind of dislike me. I even went up to a guy one time at a bar that he kept saying like, he's like, I don't even like a couple of times like, I don't even know you. And I was like, you know me. We fucking met, blah, 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 blah. And you don't like me. He's like, I don't remember when we met. I was like, we were at this person's house doing this thing, blah, blah, blah. And now you just pretend you don't even know me at these places. And he was like, no. I've never done that. And I was like, you're a piece of shit. We're not friends. I fucking blocked him, everything. Because there is no middle ground for me. You either have to like me or hate me.
Why?
Because I think it's because I talk so much shit about people. Be my friend. I talk a fair bit of shit about people that I feel like the equal amounts of shit have to be coming out of other people's mouths about me, that I like panic when I find out. Because I don't find out very often. So I just feel like I've always been like very much liked.
On guard kind of vibe.
I've just always been liked. Okay, and when I find out somebody doesn't like me, I'm like shocked.
Okay, but
unless I've made them hate me.
That's not the definition of anxiety.
That's literally it. Don't know what's on
and
guard.
That's why I take escitalopram. This whole episode's been
sponsored by
escitalopram. The guy who helps you get through anxiety, but I still have a fair bit of anxiety.
So see, for me, it's weird because I used to be that way where I wanted to be liked. As I grew up, I gave less and less of a shit to be liked, to the point where now I don't give a fuck who I'm talking to. You can be family and I don't give a fuck if you like me or not, to the point where I don't like anybody.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't associate with anybody. So there's a flip side.
Yeah. And I like even like this weekend, I lied to my best friend to leave a party to go have sex with our other friend who obviously eventually would find out because I thought it would be easier for me to lie to him. And then he would like me more if I left because I was having a bad time rather than leaving to go have sex.
You'd be surprised to find out that people will like you more by your blatant.
Oh, absolutely. And I know that, but the anxiety does not allow me to do that sometimes. Anyway, you just got to know a lot about me in that last 2.5 minutes.
We love it.
That's what this podcast is about.
This podcast is about self-discovery.
Self-discovery, self-learning. And we're all working on ourselves.
Always.
Through talking about our exes, our ex things. Maybe one day I'll be able to say like I'm a ex anxiety addict.
Yeah.
Because my anxiety just pulls everything in.
I also just want to say that I really think that like wanting to be liked when you're younger, I think that is kind of it's like a product of like when you're younger, like you really don't see the big picture.
No.
So you're just like so consumed with like your own little bubble and you're like, this is the only thing that's in my bubble and I want to be liked and I want to drink and I want to do drugs.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Disagree. Keep going.
Really?
Keep going.
Well, okay. I'm only speaking for me because that's my experience. But then as I grew older, I started to really see the big picture. And I really was like, you know what? Like, fuck y'all.
I always try to say in my head, like, nobody cares about you more than you care about you.
Nope. Disagree again. Do you know? Do you want to know what it is? So consider me the Dr. Fauci of psychology. What it is
Fauci.
that. What did I say?
Dr. Fauci. I don't know who that is.
Fauci.
Who's Fauci?
The American fucking doctor that's dealing with COVID.
Okay, but like, anyway, go on.
Yeah.
Bitch,
okay.
what? He's on TV every day.
I don't know anything about COVID. I don't.
Oh my God.
It makes me anxious.
Anyway, so what it is that when you were younger, you're going through this period of self-discovery. Do you know what I mean? So now, as you learn to love yourself, you are looking to others for reassurance. And the moment that they don't like you, you're now second guessing the reasons why you even like yourself. Do you know what I mean? So now you're wondering, shit, am I doing something wrong? So everything that you thought that you're doing right for yourself, you now start to second guess.
So you think that people have more of an ability to manipulate your own self than you have to manipulate your own self?
All of our yes, actually, to answer your question simply, yes. Especially when you're at your adolescent age, yeah. So
oh yeah,
we sit here and we walk through life with these goals and expectations. But the moment that someone approaches us and tells us that we're not on the right track, you stop. Right. And you're now taking in everything they say. You may listen, you may not. Right. But now you're definitely going to second guess your whole thought process because you don't know who you are truly because you're still finding yourself. Right. So now, as much as you think that you love yourself as a child, right, the moment someone doesn't like you, you're like, fuck, I'm doing something wrong. No matter how much you love yourself as a kid, you're still finding yourself. So you don't have the answers yet. You think you have the answers. So the moment someone that you admire, especially if you admire them, if they don't like you, now you're going to stop and you're going to be like, fuck, everything that I've been doing is wrong.
Yes. And my only thing that I love to say, being an adult, you're an adult. Sometimes. We're all adults in this room.
I'm on route, but yeah.
We're on route. Is that like my favorite thing is I would hate to ever meet somebody who has already been like, I know exactly who I am. Like, oh, me? Yeah, I've done it. I know exactly who I am.
That's me.
But when you know those people, right? They're like, oh, I know exactly who I am. I'm like, you're boring. You're a loser. And you have actually no idea.
I feel attacked.
You don't. There's no fucking way.
I feel attacked.
What? Can I ask you a question? What is the point? Sorry,
I feel so
I'm
attacked.
Screaming. What is the point of...
I feel so attacked.
What is the point of living if you've already figured it all out?
It's not about figuring it all out.
I already know myself. I already know everything about myself. I already know me.
You can know yourself and still have...
I already know me.
Listen, you can know yourself and... Shut the fuck up, bitch. You can know yourself and still have a lot to learn about life.
No.
But you can still know yourself.
So I'm gonna ask everybody that's listening right now and Jamal later. So all you're gonna do, I'm gonna ask everybody in this podcast. I want you to find a mirror in your house. This is how I want to end the podcast. I always like to end it. I don't know why. I think I'm an ender.
That's why you don't have a relationship.
That's why I don't have a relationship. That's why I have so many exes. Tonight, or whenever you're listening to this podcast, I want you to look in the mirror and really fucking look at yourself. Really look at yourself and say, I love you, and mean it. And then tell me you still fucking know yourself.
I don't get it.
Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself in the eyes. Right now, I'm looking at a mirror. And you look at that girl in the mirror and you go, I love you. And you continue to do it until you actually hear yourself say it to yourself that you love that person that's there.
Wait, I don't get it. Because just because you know yourself doesn't mean that you love yourself.
I agree.
So you're contradicting yourself.
Because you have to constantly know that person in the mirror.
Not in order to love them.
Bitch, we'll discuss that next week. Like
that is a topic on its own.
Yeah, but I agree. I get what you mean. But I'm saying like Jamal, I really hope you don't know yourself, or else you're so much more boring than I thought you were.
Trust me when I say I know myself, but I am so receptive of what can be taught to me going forward. But in terms of myself as an individual, I know myself, but there's still a lot of room for growth, which then comes from knowing myself because I know which areas have room for growth.
So we's talking about the same thing, just with different language.
Not at all. Not at all.
I think so.
How so?
Oh, I think I get what he's trying to say, but I also get what you're trying to say. Like it's very technical. Like you're saying, yes, you know yourself in order for you to know what you don't know. He is saying that exact same thing, but in slightly different words.
I'm saying to continue to get to know yourself and understand yourself. I'm saying I know 90% of myself at this point. Okay. But there's like the growth and the things that will change and like the molting and the fucking evolution will continue to happen.
Yeah.
But like I will continue to get to know that person.
Doesn't mean you don't know yourself.
That person in the mirror.
Amen. Doesn't mean you don't know yourself. So
It's not like
I think
we're on the same page.
Yeah. I think if anything, how you started that segment is maybe like the way you should have phrased it was like the people that say, oh, like I have nothing left to learn about life. Like I know everything.
That's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
You're an ignorant cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas
I figured it all out. I did ayahuasca. This is about my ex. I did ayahuasca in Peru and now I'm on a celestial plane and I know everything.
Every single thing.
I went to a meditation retreat.
I did a silent meditation retreat for 7 days and now I know everything about everything. And like, I'm just on a different transparent plane than you are.
I do yoga.
But do yoga. It's really good for your bowl.
Hot yoga. So your what?
Your pelvis, your bowl. So it holds your words.
Girl,
anyway, I went to art school.
Just end it.
Okay. So
yoga's good for your hole.
Yoga's good for your hole. Say we need a shirt that says yoga's good for your hole. Say I love you to yourself in the mirror and just know that we love you and we're on this journey.
I don't want to say this, but if you can't love yourself, how the fuck? What's the word?
How in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
Can I get an amen?
Hallelujah.
We'll talk to you next week. Toodles.
Bye.
Deuces. I'm over it. Fuck y'all.
Gotta go.
Peace out.
I really love that shirt idea.
Is this thing off yet?
Shirts would be cute if we had like taglines.
My favorite tagline that we do have is everything ends in fisting.
Yeah.